structure, discipline, routine, and rituals, I think it's probably the most precious thing that we can build. It's one of the most precious things that we can give down to the next generation as well. I often think of like indigenous tribes that have certain ways of doing things, and the way they treat them as sacred, even if they're little things. And they say like, oh, this is the way the ancestors did it, and the ancestors, like, they established the order that we're collectively living within and benefiting from right now. So let's continue doing it as the ancestors did because they figured out this, and I think it's something that the modern world doesn't really have. I feel like the modern world needs structure and rituals more than ever, with all the like distractions and destabilizing forces present. I feel like we've lost the organizing role that religion used to play. Having to pray at certain times of the day, or like having to pray before eating, maybe having like set times to read scripture and set times to attend church together. These things really helped. I feel like some people think the lack of structure is freedom, but it's really not. It's not at all. Without rituals, you become like enslaved to the automaticity and the compulsiveness of the ego, which you might misidentify as freedom if you're identifying with the ego, but really it's just the automatic whims and fancies of the monkey, really. It's not. Like, the human spirit shines best with structure and order. And I feel like chaos is beautiful, chaos meaning the opposite of order, and we love the novelty and the adventure and the excitement of chaos. But without order, chaos is damaging and it stops being fun very quickly. Yeah, order is needed for chaos to manifest in a productive and healthy way. And religion, when it was done right, allowed for this. Like, look at Islam in the Islamic Golden Age. There was so much rules and structures and guidelines, but so much progress and civilization happened then, in like philosophy, art, medicine, science. A beautiful symbol for this idea is a mosque. And the idea being that structure and habits allow for beauty to come forth. Because when you look at a mosque, on the floor you see people praying, and it looks very orderly. But then you look at the ceiling, and it's just pure chaos and beauty. The lower allowed for the higher to rise. Monasteries and ashrams also see the importance of rigid structure and routine for allowing human potential to blossom. From the outside in, it might seem excessively orderly how they live, excessively rigid, but the yogic process can be chaotic and intense. It involves the dissolving of the illusions of the mind in order to achieve liberation from thinking perpetually and attaching, but you're literally dissolving what you thought was you. You're dissolving the source of all sentimentality. The yogic process is one where you kind of face the process of death prematurely. It's intense. It can be really destabilizing, and it demands a lot, so having structure and routine provides the necessary stable foundation for this to be able to unfold without damaging the individual. Militaries have also come to this conclusion that routine and order and structure is really needed, and they've had a long time and endless resources to experiment through trial and error to figure out how to get the most out of their soldiers, how to get the most out of humans. And they realized to make people perform at their best, similar to an ashram or a monastery, you need to give them strict structure, So discipline sounds and it looks like imprisonment, but it's actually freeing because it allows your greatest capacity to come forth. Rituals are important, consistency is important. It's essential for life to function properly. Like, even nature has patterns and cycles, which are ultimately habits and rituals of nature. Like, if the seasons stopped, or if they varied wildly, or if the sun rose at a different time each day, it would be totally chaos and life wouldn't have even been able to emerge. So chaos needs order. Chaos is really useful with order, but it's dangerous without it. Like, a fire can destroy, but you create a fireplace and then the fire is contained and it can be used, it can be harnessed. A melody in music is complex and beautiful, but the rhythm and chords provide the underlying structure for it to dance on. A river brings life and prosperity, thanks to the water, but also thanks to the riverbanks that give the water structure. It guides the water. A playground is a contained place, and it gives a sense of safety so that the children can play. I feel like your routine and your structures and your rituals give your day like containment so that your monkey feels safe. And then if the monkey feels safe, then the monkey can play. Then you feel good, and then you can play, and then good things will happen. You'll feel safe enough to create, because creation is just play, So yeah, I really hope to continue establishing these habits that I deem essential.